Okay guys, I'm here today with Giancarlo Bodoni and Plácido. Huge honor for me. Guys, Giancarlo just won the ADCC 1 month and a half ago or so. We're now in November, was in September. And he had one of the best performances of the ADCC. He did 4 matches and got 3 submissions. And the only match that he didn't get a submission, he pretty much finished the match on his opponent's back with the choke set up. And Giancarlo shot 2 instructional videos, one about the chest on the back in front of the elbow, and the other one, chest on the back behind the elbow, which is the one that he's going to demonstrate here to us. And if you watch the ADCC, his whole strategy was pretty much around that. Instead of like just focus on sweeping and getting a guard passing, he's always chasing people's back or chest with chest. So, Bodoni, can you show something about the chest on the back behind the elbow?
Yeah, so when we're in a situation where my opponent's down in a turtle and we get chest to back behind the elbows, there's a couple different stances and scenarios that we look at. Okay, one of them is going to be turtle situation, and then as my opponent starts to rise, we go into a variety of different situations. The elbows start coming off the mat, the hands and the elbows and knees start coming off the mat, 4 pointing. Good, we go into 4-point stances, and then we have standing rear body lock where we're behind the elbows and we're in a standing position. Okay, so however it is that I got behind his elbows, whether it was from going to a first chest to back scenario in front of his elbows, and then from here circling in and getting behind, or maybe I got behind him somehow in a standing position or through an arm drag or whatever the case is, we get to a position like so. Some of the main things that we touch on in the video is how to keep somebody down and how to make him carry our body weight, so that in the event that my opponent wants to stand up, we make it so that it's more difficult for him to stand up because he's carrying our body weight, because we're constantly looking to break him down to the mat. We look at if they do manage to start gaining height, going into 4-point stances, going into standing position, how we can return them back down to the mat. And then ultimately the end goal is to put our 2 hooks in, secure the back mount, and then finish with a rear naked. And the whole submission emphasis is on rear nakeds. There are other submissions from the back, but the king submission from the back is the rear naked, so all of our emphasis in that portion of the video is on the rear naked. And so there's a bunch of different options that we look at. One really good option that I like to use from a situation where I'm behind my opponent in turtle, I have his hips between my knees, and we're in just our classic riding position from turtle here, okay? From this situation, I'm gonna start going in, and initially, I like to start off balancing my training partner whenever I can, looking to break him down. But oftentimes, as you go to break your opponent down, he adopts a little bit more of a wider stance with his turtle, where maybe he's a little bit tighter first and more of a closed turtle. And as I go to break him down, he starts widening the turtle here, and it's hard for me to break him down. So I start going in and I start exposing the space between his elbow and knee here, okay? Ultimately, I want to get hooks in, but whatever you can do to expose this space between the elbow and knee and exploit that gap, you can go in and you can start initiating with a knee, okay? So I go in and oftentimes I'll put a knee in just like so, and I'll start converting to a seatbelt. Now from here, I go in with my opposite foot and I start looking to hook over my opponent's ankle, and I start twisting his knee outwards like so. So if you go behind me, you can see that I start in a turtle position. When I feel that I went to break him down and he widened the turtle, I'll insert a knee on the near side. We take a seatbelt and we take our foot over the top and we just hook his ankle with almost like a Kosoto hook over here, okay? I take my chin over the far shoulder and we go in and we lock this seatbelt. Now from this position, I'll go in and I'll start looking to sag on my opponent. And oftentimes we can break him down, but if I feel that he's strong in this position, and when I go to sag him down, he's in a strong base here with the turtle, I'll take my foot that's hooked in behind the ankle and I'll step on his calf right here, okay? And then I'll use that foot on the calf and my knee in front of his thigh here to push the knee away from the elbow and create the space for my near side hook. So as he makes a strong resistant body, we push that knee away from the elbow. Now you can see that his knee and his elbow on that near side is quite separate. Now I just bring my knee forward and I start to slip my foot in as a near side hook. He's gonna obviously bring that knee back in close to his elbow, but at the very least I come in and I get the near hook in. So we're already kind of halfway to the back here. At this point, I want to cover my opponent's hips with my knee, and I want to prevent two things. One, I want to prevent the stand-up. Okay, so from here, if he was to try to 4-point and shake me off, he could look to start shaking me off here. Okay, go back down. So in order for me to prevent him standing up and shaking me off the top, I'll hook my shoelace into my opponent's shoelaces and I'll lock on tight with the seatbelt. Now from here, when he goes to stand up and 4-point and shake me off, it's difficult for him to stand up as he goes, as I have that foot hooked in. Go back. So he can't stand up as long as I have that foot hooked in, just like so. Okay, now from here, we can go into a variety of different breakdowns, okay? We can also go in and we can start looking to open his elbow here, start throwing in the second hook, and now we can start flattening our opponent out and making him carry our body weight in this position, okay? Flattening him out like so. So we start off in a turtle situation. We go in and we look to start breaking him down, start getting him down to a hip. But he widens the elbows, so now there's a little bit of a gap here that I can exploit with my knee. Once I insert my knee, I switch to a seatbelt, and I start looking to take my back foot and hook it over my opponent's ankle. Okay, I start testing him here by pulling on the ankle, and I start driving forward into him. And then from here, I step on his calf, and I push the knee away from the elbow. And then from here, once we create sufficient space, we bring that foot in as a hook, and we insert it the near hook first. With the first one, we saw that we want to prevent the stand up, and we go in and we hook the ankle. Okay, and then from here we can prevent our opponent standing up. Another response that we might get from our opponent is that he'll look to put his back flat on the floor on this side. So he'll look to roll, put his hip to the floor, and then turn in and face us. Okay, so we have to anticipate this reaction. Move back a little. So as we go in and we inserted the near hook, it makes sense for him to want to start rolling flat to his back. So as he starts going, I want to make sure that my knee beats his hip. So my far knee right now isn't covering the hip. If his hip touches the floor before my knee, he's going to win that battle. Okay, so it's a race between my knee and his hip. As he goes to fall down to the floor, we take our knee underneath him and we use momentum to roll through. Now he's between my knees, and now I can start stretching him out and inserting my second hook.
But on these details that we are using right in the beginning with the foot stepping over the calf mat, that's gold, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's where everything starts pretty much, right?
Yeah, because if I get my knee in and I can't break him down, okay, because there's a variation where we go and we break him down to the shoulder, but if I can't break him down, I need to use my foot and my knee to separate his knee and elbow so I can insert the near hook.
No, and it opens so much space in order to grab the hooks.
Yeah.
And on ADCC, how many you pretty much got the back of everybody you fought, or maybe not the one that you did the foot lock.
Yeah,
but
pretty much everybody. I was my first match I finished on the back, the final I finished on the back, and then the second fight I was close to getting the back, and then I ended up switching to the triangle.
Oh man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's all about like focusing the chest on the back.
Yeah, so like we talked about a little bit before, the two most winning connections in submission grappling and jiu-jitsu is chest to chest and chest to back.
Nope.
And like we talked about, I differentiate chest to back from chest to back in front of the elbows and chest to back behind the elbows. Okay, so two different chest to back scenarios.
Got it.
Yeah.
And yeah, guys, this was super different to me because I come from a world that we are always thinking about getting sweeps and getting guard passes. And Giancarlo is thinking about placing his chest against his opponent's chest or his chest versus his opponent's back. And it's a huge mindset difference to think like that, especially for no-gi. Because if you get chest to chest from the top, he's either going to end up in a side control mount and very close submission. And if he gets chest to back from the top, he's probably going to get his opponent's back or threats on the neck, and etc. So it's super cool, this system that you built on your mind, and how different it is to everybody, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, Giancarlo just shot an entire structure all about the chest on the back from behind the elbow, and it's gonna be at bjjfanatics.com very soon. Maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there. So make sure to check that out and learn from the ADCC 2022 breakout. Bodoni.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under See More Videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.